to Tallahassee, Florida. 2017 JO Cross Country Championships. Looking part of this tremendous crowd we have here, despite all the travel problems, snow across the south, and God forbid at Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta. Everyone got here. Enjoyed opening ceremonies last night on the Florida State campus, and now we are at Appalachia Regional Park, this beautiful cross-country course, a joint venture of Leon County Tourism, Florida State University, and Gulf Winds, the local track club. And they have all put forth a great effort to making this really a world-class facility, certainly with the width of 10 meters all the way around. This course will host senior nationals in 2018. In addition to all of its collegiate competition. And these are the 9 and 10-year-old boys, and they are fired up to run 3K. And it might just be because it's 41 degrees right now. But again, we are avoiding the wind. We're supposed to get a little more wind as it clears up. We'll probably have sun by the end of the high school races later on in the early afternoon here. But for now, we're still overcast, but the sky brightening, and really no further precipitation in the forecast. All the snow that was off to the west has moved to the north. Atlanta's still been getting snow this morning, but things are fine here in the south. It's clearing out just to be a little bit colder. All right, this is 3 kilometers, 1.86 miles. Our top two from a year ago, a couple of Southern California guys have moved on to the next age group. Everett Capel and Jason Parra, they went 11:06, 11:18 last year. The top returnee of last year's finishers is McKay Wells out of the Race Cats Club in Colorado. He went 11:28.81. And we've had the 7 and 8-year-old top two move up into this group, and they've already been fast this year. Bradley Quezada and Maximo, I'm sure he goes by Max, Zavaleta, have gone a 9:11 and 9:19. Zavaleta, who was second last year to Quezada in the JOs in the SoCal meet, they flipped, and Zavaleta the winner at 9:11, and he is certainly going to be your favorite. So here we go, 9 and 10-year-old boys, same as the girls, 3 kilometers. So much longer stretch in the back, and again, more hills than the 2K course. You saw the girls handle that just fine, and here are the boys looking to merge up as we head down that first quarter mile on the straight. This 9 and 10-year-old boys group, 369 strong. That's the entries. And again, heavy Southern California representation with the Lightning out of Santa Ana and Pacific Coast Shockwaves. And that is McKay Wells in the white with the early lead out of Colorado. See, typical Colorado runner. No leggings or long sleeves, just mittens and a hat. Wells again 11:28.8 last year. And he's kind of taking his own route here, running to the left as we get to the end of that first straight. I believe that's Quezada. Get our picture a little clearer here from Pacific Coast on the far right, running in second. And actually maybe taking the lead right now as Wells has gotten wide. So we're getting to the end of the main grass area. And that is Zavaleta in the lead. Max Zavaleta with Lightning Youth out of Santa Ana. Similar color scheme to Pacific Coast, and of course, those are two teams that are very competitive with one another in Southern California. See if we can pick up the number of the young runner in red alongside. I think that's Quezada making a move up now in the 3rd and 4th position, running alongside of Wells. Come past the half-mile mark. heading deep into the east end of the course. Zavaleta leading the two-runner breakaway. Meanwhile, further back in the pack, here's everyone else coming to the end of the main straightaway. As the rest of the field comes through, you can see again, you see the tent village behind. There is so much space for both parking and spectator area, and spectators can move about nicely. It's great not being stuck in just one place. Let's see if we can get a look at our number here now on our other runner up front. Zavaleta remains your leader. Uzeda and Wells back in the third and fourth spot, and now Maximo takes the middle route. And now we've made our way to the far east end, and we head back, and we'll be getting onto that nice shell surface soon. And not soon enough for these guys. We're going to do the little bend into the woods, and then that'll bring us back to the 1 mile mark. And now we can identify our other runner. It's Daniel Scandera. Running up with Zavaleta. And now we get onto that nice crushed shell surface. And running through the trees. This is really a tremendous part of the course. And there are spectators. You don't see them there to the right of us here, but because to the left it is total wild forest. But if you're willing to make that little dash back and forth, there's 2 trails specifically for that transfer, if you will, of spectators. You can get 2 completely different looks at the race, which is a beautiful thing. Scandera out of Pennsylvania. Had a good track season. He was the 1500 champ last summer in Kansas. I take that back, not out of Pennsylvania. He's out of Central Valley of California. Don't have a hometown listed for him, but he ran in the Pacific region, so that's Northern California. He was both the Pacific and the regional champ this year, ran just over 11 flat. And let's see if he can keep this pace up with Zavaleta, who's pretty comfortable being in second right now. And again, Wells and Uzeda are right there. And we get to a bit of an uphill. Again, now we're in the deepest woods that the athletes will be in. A little bend back to the right. There's still more of a climb coming, too, before they drop down to the finish. And now pushing the lead is Zavaleta. They run side by side. Scandera pushes right back into the lead. Now a little deceptive bit here because you have a bit of a downhill before you get to the real climb. And you can can see a little separation now for Zavaleta and Scandera. Looks like Wells with that slight edge for third. And you can't even see the rest of the pack. These four have taken off. At the 1 mile mark, it was Zavaleta 5:27.4, Scandera 5:27.8, Cuseta 5:32.7, and Wells 5:33. And then 12 seconds back to Eric Placencia from Lightning. So that was the difference at 1 mile. And of course, we're coming down. Now we're into the grass, and so this will be the final quarter mile approximately. Actually, a little more than that. And nobody told Daniel Scandera that he's not as fast as these SoCal kids. So it's NorCal, SoCal right now. And Zavaleta looks like he's got some left in the tank. Scandera a little loose with his arms, but that may be his natural thing. He's turning over pretty well, but I like Zavaleta's stride right now. Wells still just ahead of Cuseta for third. And now our 5th place runner is closing a little bit. You can at least see the rest of the pack now behind 3rd and 4th. So several of the runners in the pack looking for a big finish. Now you start hearing the crowd. They're approaching the chute. Daniel Scandera, can he feel this or what? Now he's in the chute. Fans up against the wall. Looks back, he's got this! Daniel Scandera looking for the finish line. There it is! Scandera, low 10, wow! That's a minute better than his regional qualifier. 10:01 and 5. Zavaleta 10:06 and 3. McKay Wells 10:12 and 8. And there's Cuseta 10:16 and 4. Here's the battle for 5th. Clark Thompson, Eric Placencia. And it's Clark Thompson, Peachtree City, by 0.3 of a second. 10:29.6. The next two, Drake Hofer, USA Rockets, and Amos Prez from the Chelsea Greyhounds. Jamison Ping is 9th, and Caleb Burrows from Florence Track rounds out your top 10. A 10:01, a minute faster, a minute 5 faster than Capel's winning time a year ago. Scandera, Zavaleta really pushing themselves, and it pays off. Again, Zavaleta has run faster, but that was on a different course, different conditions. So I think these low 10s, these two guys are going to be pretty happy about this. Now look at this traffic jam at the finish. Now we start looking at the team scores early on. Pretty close between Pacific Coast and Lightning Youth. Again, Zavaleta, your top finisher. In fact, Pacific Coast has the top 2 team scores in Zavaleta and Cuseta, who are 2nd and 4th overall. And then Placencia tops for Lightning Youth. He was 6th overall. And Maximiliano Ramirez of Lightning Youth, 17th. And Nicholas Lopez, 19th for Lightning Youth. So Lightning Youth now, and they do take the lead as we continue to calculate the finishers. So right now in team scoring, Pacific Coast is 1, 2, and 7, and 10. Lightning Youth 3, 4, 5, and 11. It is going to be close. Kokopelli 3rd, Valley United in 4th. We'll keep watching the recalculation of the team points. Still Lightning Youth over Pacific Coast Shockwaves. Scandera has been setting records for the last couple of years. At the world record in the mile when he was 7 years old. He's known as the Future out of Santa Rosa, California. There's somebody who left it all out on the course. And the rest of the field continuing to come across. Let's check back on the team points. Now Lightning Youth showing a little stronger against Pacific Coast. So it looks like Lightning Youth with Placentia, Ramirez, Lopez, Anthony Lopez, and Antonio Alcantar bringing it home. All in the top 16, 17th, in some of the places adjusting. Looks like Lightning Youth. Scoring ahead of Pacific Coast Shockwave. So Daniel Scandera got a lot of attention 2 years ago for his mile times. And of course, people were projecting that and what it would be like as an adult. He's continued to be strong on the track. It's interesting how speed runners really set the standard. Scandera competed in the 200, the 800, and the 1500 this past summer. And you can see the skies continue to brighten. Was that a shadow out there? Looks like Lightning Youth, Pacific Coast Shockwaves, and Cocopelli, 1, 2, 3 in the team competition. We're about to hear from the young man who's got next and has had next for the past couple of years. Our winner in 10:01.5, Daniel Scandera out of Santa Rosa, California. Late finishers coming across. And let's go to Kevin now with Scandera.
Well, Bob, I'm here at the finish with Daniel Scandera from Santa Rosa, California. Came all the way across the country to kick to the win. Nice finishing speed there, buddy.
Thank you.
I saw you look back a couple of times. Were you nervous?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I had it, so I was just wondering whether I had it.
So Santa Rosa, you guys have had some fire trouble out there. Do you live close to that?
Yeah, we were pretty close. We were about 1.5 miles away from the fires, but we still have to get adjusted to it, seeing our city just most of it, well, some of it burnt down. It's still getting adjusted to it.
I imagine everybody there knows someone who was affected by some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, some friends that had houses burned down or anything. It's tough, but glad you were still able to keep training this fall and come out here and show off what you can do. I'm sure you're going to run track in the spring. What's your distance?
I usually do the 1,500 and 3,000, so looking forward to that.
Cool, man. Well, congrats. Enjoy today. The sun's coming out for you. And just keep doing what you're doing. You look great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Daniel. Bob?
Yeah, we're going to have to take the coats off now, as we do have some shadows there. Daniel Scandera, confident young guy, and again, we've seen his greatness on the track in the 15. Ran a momentous mile a couple of years ago, and good things ahead for the young man from Santa Rosa, California, just north of San Francisco. So that completes the 9 and 10-year-old boys. We've got 348 finishers out of a 369 header. What a great field. We're going to move up an age group.